Okay, let's take a vote. What's more weird? Me knowing words as a poet and a writer, or Andrea, poet laureate, knowing 5?
Do you know how good of a writer you have to be to write as many poems as I have with 5 words? Sorry, but like you have way more tools. It's like I just built a house with a screwdriver.
My project is called Come See Me in the Good Light. It's a feature documentary that follows a poet, Andrea Gibson, who lives in Colorado, and they were diagnosed with incurable cancer, and it kind of just follows their exploration of the end of their life, mortality, and the relationship with their partner, how their partner supports them, and it's kind of a love story as well. And the film's kind of hard to like logline, but it's really like a joyful exploration of, you know, the beauty of life, even at the end. I'm such like a doc fanboy because I just think they're the best films. Like they're the most effective because they're real. I think when they're done well, it can really affect people. And I think that's what we all want as storytellers. The process for me is so fascinating, and especially with a film like this one, where it's more like verite, where we're following them and the story's unfolding and we don't know where it's gonna go. There are scenes in their bed right before they go to sleep, and then I'm on the bed with them with the camera. And I think a lot of that is just their willingness to allow that, and then to be comfortable enough to just kind of continue to go about how they would behave if I wasn't there. We talk about like fly on the wall and being like objective and just being there for all of these moments, but I don't feel like people really want that in a documentary. They want a bit more subjectivity. They have these 3 little puppies. They're always with them, like on their laps or on the couch. And I always felt like me and the camera was just like another puppy that was part of the dynamic. It was nice for them to have me and then the lens as a way to share the experience, because they had been so isolated in this kind of harrowing process for a while. Our main camera was the Canon C500 Mark II. I loved it. It was amazing. It's robust enough to feel like it's a real camera, but it's also small enough to not like attract attention. I can like tuck in their bed with them, and it doesn't feel like, you know, I've got this big hulking thing with a bunch of accessories and all of that. It's like the camera by itself with the Canon monitor, it was like perfect. I didn't need an external monitor. And the onboard audio too was a huge thing, because there were a lot of moments where our sound person just couldn't be in the room with us. And so we were relying on the onboards. I would always have cans and like be able to monitor on the camera, and all of that being accessible on the menus and everything was so helpful for us. The best thing was how reliable it was. Like with this film, emotions and moments would come out of nowhere, and you just had to be ready to shoot it. And having a camera that like you can power on and it's ready to go. You can have batteries that last all day, the dual card slots, like being able to swap media without cutting. It's like, that was all huge for this film. And also the image quality, the dynamic range, going from like really dark hospital interiors to then walking out into the middle of the day. And I knew exactly the quick settings on the side of the camera so that I could adjust and just keep shooting without cutting and changing and putting in NDs or something. Like the internal NDs were perfect for this. So yeah, it was just like a workhorse for us. Every time we would go and shoot with Andrea and Meg, we would all come back feeling affected, and being so kind of like close to end of life, it had provided this perspective for them that I think that everything was kind of like amazing or eye-opening for them. And going in, we knew it was a film about death and about mortality, but I think we were all shocked by how full of life and joy and, you know, love and laughter the project ended up being. It's like such a fun doc, even though it's about the end of life. My favorite docs, I watch them and then I leave wherever I've watched it, and you walked in the same way, but you walk out and you're seeing things a little differently. And I think that is the goal with this film too, is to just walk out from watching it and kind of view people, view the world that you're operating in a little bit differently, and in a positive way, in a way that's with much more kind of beautiful perspective.